is up? It's Ken from Flowtricks. I have 3 things to talk about before we start. 1, I hope you can hear the audio a lot better. I just got a brand new mic. As soon as I got the webcam and this new spacing, the audio I felt like was really muffled, so I decided to finally invest in a good microphone. Thank you, Patreon donors. Number 2, Dark Monk giveaway. So for all $8 Patreon donors or more, 1 random person is going to be selected to win Dark Monk Fire Nunchucks. These things are awesome. I've spun his Fire Nunchucks at shows, and even if you don't spin Fire Nunchucks, it's pretty awesome because the Kevlar is padded ends, so even if you don't spin, having a Fire Nunchuck was still pretty amazing just because of the balance and the fact that the Kevlar actually acts kind of as a cushion. And number 3, speaking of Dark Monk, this is Dark Monk Day, these nunchucks are the new prototypes that I just got. They may look similar to the last ones, but there's things that are happening under the hood. I'm really excited. I think this is almost the final rendition, if not the final. We're going to find out next week when I hear back from Dark Monk as to where we're going to go from here. But very soon, the official Flowtricks nunchuck created by Dark Monk will be created. Boom. Now, let's get started with our lesson. Now, we're really working on stalls today, and the thing about a stall is it's a great way to break up motion. So as we do a stall, not only can you break up motion, you can add extra techniques at the end. What we're going to do is we're going to grab the chuck with our right hand, we're going to spin it counterclockwise. Now, once it passes 12 o'clock, the moment it crosses 12 o'clock and it starts to move, our hand is going to move in the general direction of the chuck. So this is like an arrow pointing your hand to go this way. So as I'm spinning it, once it passes 12 o'clock, my hand is going to follow the tip of this chuck. And as it follows, the chuck is going to start to dive down, but I keep following until it stops. Here's what happens once we pass 12 o'clock, it goes up. Imagine like this chuck on this side is an arrow pointing. You're going to follow it over until it stops. Now there's 2 things you can do with the other side too. One is if you, for aesthetic purposes, you can just typically follow it until it stops, and that creates the stall. But visually, if you have a 90-degree angle, it's usually not something that you want. Usually what you want is more of a straight line like this. So to create the straight line, what's going to happen is our elbow's going to kind of pull out, and it's going to be like almost like a thumb up to a thumb down. So if you see my elbow is tucked in, pulls out, and my thumb goes down. This creates a straight line to the stall, which is kind of more a visual aesthetic as opposed to if it was tucked in this way. It just kind of looks like more of a limpy noodle kind of thing. So as you do your first stall, one thing we can do to make this look fancy is we can even just kind of put our arm, we can slam into it, or we can use our arms or our legs to get it back in motion. So once it stops, we're going to aim for the bounce point here. Whatever you want to do, you can kick it, or you can, elbow or slap or whatever. That's one good way to get it in motion. So stall, do something cool. Now this is the first down stall. There's multiple ways to stall, obviously. We have up stalls and down stalls. So I'm going to show you a couple more. We have up stalls, we have hand roll down stalls, hand roll up stalls, we have stepping up stalls, and we also have Simex up stalls. Now there's so much more that you can do with them. I just showed you the basics, but that's where you play and find your own style with these techniques. So I hope this helps. Don't forget, we have the Patreon Fire Nunchuck giveaway happening at the end of the month. And if you have any questions, send me a message. I will talk to y'all soon.